I'm 84 years old, and if I could start my life over from scratch knowing everything I know now, there are 3 things I would do differently. Not 5, not 10, 3. Because these 3 things, if you get them right, everything else tends to fall into place. And if you get them wrong like I did, you spend the rest of your life trying to fix it. My name is Henry. I'm 84 years old. I've lived a decent life. I'm not complaining. But if someone gave me a chance to go back to 20 years old with the knowledge I have now, these are the 3 things I would change. And I'm going to tell you what they are, because maybe you still have time to get them right. Thing number 1, I would ruthlessly protect my time. When I was young, I gave my time away like it was infinite, like I had an endless supply. Someone needed help moving? Sure, I'll spend my whole Saturday. Boss wanted me to work late? No problem. Friend wanted to hang out when I had other plans? I'd cancel my plans. I treated my time like it was worthless. And everyone else did too. Here's what I know now. Time is the only resource you can never get back. You can make more money, you can find new friends, you can buy new things, but you cannot make more time. Once it's gone forever. And most people, including me, don't realize this until it's almost all gone. I spent my 20s and 30s letting other people dictate how I spent my time. My boss, my parents, my friends, people who didn't care about my goals or my dreams. They cared about their own. And I just went along with it. Because I didn't want to seem selfish, I didn't want to say no, I didn't want to disappoint anyone. And you know what happened? I disappointed myself. I had dreams. I wanted to write. I wanted to build things, I wanted to learn, but I never had time because I gave it all away to other people's priorities. And now, at 84, I look back and I think, what did I do with all those years? Where did they go? If I could start over, I would guard my time like a dragon guarding treasure. I would say no to things that didn't align with what I wanted to build. I would be selfish with my mornings. I would be ruthless about cutting out time wasters, and I would stop feeling guilty about it. Because protecting your time isn't selfish, it's survival. If you don't control your time, someone else will, and they will waste it. Let me give you an example. When I was 28, I had an idea for a business, nothing big, just something I wanted to try. And I started working on it in the evenings after work. But then my friends started complaining. You never hang out anymore, you're always working on that thing. So I stopped. I put it aside, because I didn't want them to think I was ignoring them. And you know what? That business idea, someone else did it 5 years later, and they made millions. That could have been me. But I gave my time away to people who didn't even remember those hangouts. If I could start over, I would say, my time is mine. I will spend it on what matters to me, and if that makes some people unhappy, that's okay, because it's my life, not theirs. Thing number 2, I would bet on myself earlier. I spent most of my life playing it safe. I took the stable job. I didn't take risks. I stayed in my lane. And I thought I was being smart. I thought I was being responsible. But really, I was just scared. Scared of failing. Scared of looking stupid. Scared of losing what little I had. So I played small. And I stayed small. Here's what I wish I'd known. The biggest risk is not taking any risks. When you play it safe your whole life, you guarantee mediocrity. You guarantee that you'll never know what you are capable of. And that's a terrible way to live. Trust me, I know. I worked for the same company for 38 years. Same job, same routine, same paycheck. And I was good at it. But I was bored. I was so bored. And there were opportunities to leave, to start my own thing, to try something new. But I always talked myself out of it. What if it doesn't work? What if I fail? What if I lose everything? So I stayed, and I was safe, and I was miserable. And you know what the cruel irony is? The company I was so loyal to, they laid me off when I was 58. Budget cuts. After 38 years. Just like that. Gone. And all that safety I thought I had, it was an illusion. There is no such thing as safe. You can lose the safe job just as easily as you can fail at your own business. The difference is, if you fail at your own thing, at least you tried. At least you bet on yourself. If I could start over, I would take the leap in my 30s. I would start the business, I would take the risk, and even if I failed, I would know. I would know I tried. I wouldn't spend the rest of my life wondering, what if? Because let me tell you, what if is a terrible companion in old age. It haunts you. I'm 84 years old, and I still think about the version of my life where I bet on myself, where I took the chance, where I built something that was mine, and I wonder who I would have become. That's the cost of playing it safe. You never find out who you could have been. So if I could tell my younger self one thing, it would be this: bet on yourself. Take the risk. You're more capable than you think. And even if you fail, you'll learn more from that failure than you'll ever learn from playing it safe. Fail forward. But don't fail to try. Thing number 3. I would choose my partner more carefully. I got married when I was 26. Everyone was getting married. It was just what you did. And I married a woman I liked. She was nice. She was pretty. We got along. But we weren't a good match. Not really. We wanted different things. We had different values. We were just coasting. And I thought that was normal. I thought that's what marriage was. We stayed together for 31 years. And it wasn't terrible. But it wasn't great either. We were roommates more than partners. We didn't fight much. But we didn't connect much either. We just existed next to each other. And I accepted it. Because I thought this was as good as it gets. Then we divorced when I was 57. And a few years later I met someone else. A woman who actually understood me, who shared my interests, who challenged me, who made me better. And I thought, oh, this is what it's supposed to feel like. This is what I missed for 3 decades. If I could start over, I would not marry the first person who seemed like a good idea. I would wait. I would be more intentional. I would ask myself, does this person make me better? Do we want the same kind of life? Can I talk to this person about anything? Do I actually respect them, not just like them? Respect them. Because here's the thing. You're going to spend more time with your partner than anyone else in your life. More than your friends, more than your parents, more than your kids. They are going to be there for every major moment, every decision, every challenge. And if you pick the wrong person, your whole life becomes harder. Every single day becomes a little bit harder. I wasted 31 years in a marriage that was just fine. Not bad. Just fine. And I can never get those years back. Those were my prime years. My 20s, 30s, 40s, 50s. Gone. With someone I didn't truly connect with. And the saddest part? I knew. Somewhere deep down, I knew we weren't right for each other. But I stayed because I didn't want to start over. I didn't want to be alone. I didn't want to admit I made a mistake. If I could start over, I would rather be alone than be with the wrong person. I would take my time. I would wait for someone who was actually right for me, not just convenient, not just available. Right. Because the right partner makes everything better, and the wrong partner makes everything harder. It's that simple, and here's what nobody tells you. It's okay to be picky. It's okay to have standards. It's okay to walk away from someone who's nice but not right. You're not being mean. You're being smart. Because settling in your relationship affects everything. Your happiness, your peace, your potential, everything. So those are the three things. Protect my time. Bet on myself. Choose my partner carefully. That's it. Three things. But they're big things. And if I had done these three things differently, my entire life would have been different. I would have built something meaningful. I would have taken the risks. I would have spent my best years with someone I actually loved, instead of coasting through a life that was safe and small and fine. I'm 84 years old. I can't start over. But you can. You still have time. You still have choices. Don't waste them the way I did. Protect your time like your life depends on it. Because it does. Bet on yourself even when it's scary. Especially when it's scary. And choose your partner like you're choosing the co-author of your life story. Because you are. I spent 84 years learning these lessons. You can learn them right now. In the next 10 minutes. Don't take another 84 years to figure it out. Start today, protect your time, bet on yourself, choose carefully. Do these three things right and everything else will follow. I wish I had, but maybe you will.